Here we are now talking about timeliness, letting out on time. What are some things that we can do to make sure that we let out on time? You know, I'm faced with this during the worship hour. I don't want to keep people all kinds of time. The reason for them is their longevity. The reason for you is because you want to give people time to get to the sanctuary and to meet and greet visitors and to enjoy communing with other people in the sanctuary. So how do I keep from going past 10:10, 10:15? So that people can get to the nursery if they're working there, to the choir if they're singing. Okay, I have a couple ideas. Number one, start on time. Start on time. When people start coming in at 9:11 and they see that prayer is already being taken, already given, the lessons already being taught, whatever, they're going to get the idea that they're late. 9:09 is the start time. We can move it to 9:15, but that won't cure people's propensity for lateness. We could start it at 10 o'clock and have a 15-minute Sunday school, but people would still have a problem with lateness. We, their leaders, we're going to help them by starting on time. Second idea, put time markers throughout your lesson. Okay, that means that when you have your lesson planned out, you know, looking at the margin of your notes, where you ought to be on the time. Think through, all right, if I'm starting my lesson at 20 after 9, 30 after 9, whatever it is, okay, I should be at this point 10 minutes into it, so I put 9:40 down in that part of that lesson. And if you start lagging behind in a particular portion of your lesson, then you say, all right, we got to move along, got to skip this, get to your next marker. 9:50, I'm supposed to be here. 10 o'clock, I'm supposed to be asking for questions, wrapping it up, whatever. So, number one, start on time. Number two, pace yourself with markers or some method so that you know that you're on pace of teaching the lesson. Number three, this is pretty important. You want to get this. Number three, start your lesson on time. Now this seems pretty easy, but you can't have a yakking session of 20 minutes where everyone is sharing everything and meandering off into La La Land, telling stories about Gerda and Bertha and Hector and Johnny, and call it prayer request. That's not prayer request. That's shooting the breeze. It's chewing the fat. Mention the prayer request. Find a skillful way to lead prayer time. It is not get caught up by have a reason. Have fellowship beforehand. Have fellowship gatherings. But when you get together, if you're going to pray, have a meaningful prayer time. Don't get your lesson pushed off into the 9:30, 9:35, 9:40, 9:45 era because you don't know how to get them to hush. You know, look at them and say, all right, well, I guess we're about out of time for prayer requests, so let me go ahead and have prayer. Oh, there's one more. Okay, let's take one more and then we're going to start praying. Okay? Don't let them arriving late push you late in starting your lesson. These are some hints for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Love you folks. Thanks for leading.